Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Divine Honors. You know, I know we out in nature. Feel me? We out in nature. Um, as I'm walking through out here, kind of just making this video for my own exclusive awareness during this journey that I'm in. You know what I mean? And the awareness that I keep on leading myself to is the prosperity of letting myself be myself. Like the cells in our body is alive, right? And even those cells that are alive, most people don't really try to interact or really want to talk to those cells because they can't hear it. But you can indeed hear it if you let your body do itself. You know what I mean? And that's not just saying letting comfort take over you and just you just sitting down and not doing anything with your life. But it's to have a better life, to let your body do what it needs to do. We are nature. Nature is an illusion to the mind. Like we think it's a place, but it's indeed a state of being. We are nature the same way everything else is. We get reminded as trees because when trees grow, they grow different branches and leaves. And those are its journeys, those are its pathways that it's went on during its time. You get what I mean? So it's great to be aware of something like that. And I'm actually enjoying it time by time. It doesn't just come and go. It's like, since nature is a state of being, I'm always feeling this state that I'm in. And it's not a bad state. It's nature's never wrong in itself. You know what I mean? So we just must let nature within ourselves be nature. That was almost deep shit. Yo, that was almost deep shit right there, man. I ain't gonna lie. That was almost deep shit. But most importantly, do not let yourself be caught up in entitlement. You know, when a king gets a crown, he automatically feels the power that he has and it gets to him. And we see it in a lot of movies and shows and whatnot. But they're telling us something more than the eyes can see, really. You know what I mean? They're telling us that the power that we can get is simply just an mind state that we acquired. You know, consciousness is a real thing. So if you're conscious to be a king, um, then that power is gonna automatically come to you. But in my reality, even though I'm a king, I'm not a weak king. A lot of kings that I've seen, they're weak. And they don't really, how can I say this? They don't really take time to get strong. You know, they just sit on the throne and everybody listens to them. But I don't want to be a weak king. I want to be an external conscious being king. A king that is so conscious in its mind state that I got hockey. You feel me? You know what I mean? The boys that know One Piece, I know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like it's something great to be strong, but I've never let strength take over me in such ways that I forget who I am. who I do to others and my awareness. And that's the best feeling. You know, listening to the nature around is something pleasing because I'm so aware of all the sounds that's going on that simply, like, I can hear so far now. You know what I mean? I hear so far. I feel like that's one of the best things ever is it's just awareness. Awareness and awe. Awareness in the mind that everything is living around you just the way you're living. And that word is, I'm pretty sure it is, dang, why can't I think of the word? It's, dang, what's the dang word? I forgot the word, guys. But you guys know what I'm talking about. The word that Brent Fayez used, and it's just a complex. It's every living thing around you is living a complex life, just the way you are. You know what I mean? And that's life. We're so always attracted to the things that are outside of us that we forget about those cells that's inside. You know what I mean? And we lack that communication with ourselves. So when we go through hard times, we feel so lonely. We feel so down, like we feel so worse because we're not in tune in ourselves that as much as we should be. You know what I mean? Most animals have one state of sound that they hear. And since we have multiple, I feel like it kind of makes it harder for us to um what's the word? I feel like it makes it harder for us to be aware of our true nature. You know what I mean? State of mind. And that's what we lack. Since we can make so much other sounds, you know, most animals they can only make one. And they know themselves that one sound, they know themselves so well that they can produce that sound anytime. Anytime. So as the sun rises again, for me this is me turning in the next age. You know what I mean? Like birthdays are an illusion to me. Yes, you were born on that day, but let's be real, we all know that this calendar is fake. This calendar doesn't work aside with the woman. You know what I mean? The woman's cycles, the seasonal cycle. It doesn't work well with it. So we all know, like we can all say that that calendar is an illusion to just depict time. Time is an illusion as itself is, you know what I mean? But at the same time, the sun rises and the moon comes up. You know, that's what time was before we counted the amount of moons, cycles. And now we forgot those knowledges. And that's what got us really close to astrology. Our ancestors got us real close to astrology. They studied it because that the moon told them which time. And now that we have a clock and, you know, phones to depict what we know is time, you get what I mean? Like, now we forget about these things. But it's good to be in tune with the self, the cells inside of your body, because now what I feel right now is ethereal. Like I feel euphorical right now. Like I know I I'm so in tune with myself and the cells and all the organs that's inside of me that I know this is what it's want. That this is what it wants. You know what I mean? That's what it wants. it wants to come back to the state of nature that it was born in. I mean, I was born in nature. So, most people are born in hospitals. I was, I came out the womb. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, learn to understand oneself. But not only understand, because understand means under, and you're standing under, but learn to understand the soul more than you can understand the inside and the outside, the eternal and the external self of mind. That's all for it today, folks. You know what I mean? This is my grand rising. It's the sun coming up over the mountain. I'm in the countryside of Jamaica right now. My hometown. I mean, chill. You feel what I'm saying? So this is it right now. You feel me? I'm living. I'm living. I feel amazing. I mean, this is all what I want. I long for. Like, you don't get this in America all the time. You actually got to go out and travel abroad to get this. You hear that? Right there, that's frequency. That is frequency right there. That is frequency. You can hear it going higher, low, higher, low. You know what I mean? It's amazing, bro. It's amazing, bro. If you want to learn communication, learn to communicate with yourself before you can communicate with anything outside of yourself. Because your mind, your third eye, is just as awake as you are.